Hello.
Hi, loves.
Welcome to our video call about Dieta, all the things we're
forgot
so
to
excited
say.
to not talk about. We're so excited to talk to you guys that we forgot to say some things, and so this should be a helpful, just instructional.
For those of you that are new to Dieta or just need some reminders, here we are, and it has started to rain. So I think
we're just dealing with it because this
We're
is
in
what
our-
diet is exactly like this. You're like, it's sunny out, I'm so happy, and then it's raining, and so we've already noticed in the group and in our lives, there's a tendency to these dips and rises.
That's true.
There's discomfort. There's agitation coming up. Seems to be
a theme
right
that we
now.
were noticing in the field.
Which is we go good.
We go good.
Good.
So, welcome to this moment. We just want to honor you for saying yes to this Dieta practice. I'm going to just cover a few things about Dieta right now that we forgot to talk about. And then we will end our call with a little practice called a Saiwa that we hope that by the end of the 6 weeks you do on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
So Dieta. What is Dieta? For those of you that are brand new or just need a nice little reminder, Dieta is a ancient Amazonian practice. It developed in the Amazon jungle because people, at this time didn't have access to things like antibiotics, surgeries, things like this. And so they were in deep communion with the plants. And so in that way, they learned and they received the medicines for different illnesses and different whatever was needed could be treated with a plant. So this is an ancient shamanic form of healthcare. Now, the way that we are practicing Dieta is we're practitioners of Dieta. So you're building actually a shamanic power. You're building your medicine. And Dieta is a practice to strengthen yourself as a medicine person, as just a human being in the world, because you are in this dedicated devotional practice. And you will see that if you want to see like that energy of devotion and a dedication to a practice is where you're going to get really strong. And so there's this energy of offering up. And so that's why we have all of the food protocols and different protocols of things that we're following, like, you're invited to, for example, not, be on social media mindlessly scrolling. If you do, it's okay. We're not going to judge you. It's fine. Just notice
You'll
vibrationally.
just notice if you I don't feel off afterwards, or it's like we call it crossing the diet. So let's talk about the diet food.
The food part, part.
So that's specific to this plant, mapacho.
So you all have the list of the different food protocols that we go over. And so one thing we really invite people to be with is what feels right in your body. So we want everyone to feel nourished at the end of the diet and not feel depleted. So if you find that giving up, you need more salt, you can add more salt. Just find ways to be in this offering, this Aini, this exchange of energy with the spirit of Mapacho, as we are inviting this, old ancient spirit to really doctor us, to help us, to nourish us, to show us where there's maybe some shadow parts. So if things come up, it's okay. This is all part of the practice.
We're actually asking for things to come up, and it's being held by the group, by Mapacho, by...
Well, I'll interrupt. It's actually being first held by God.
By God, yeah.
Yeah, so you all don't need to hold... We invite you to hold each other, but as you're going to be a little bit more energetically sensitive, please don't ever take anything on from the group or feel like you have to hold people in a particular way. We just ask that you hold people high. That's going to support you. But we are really inviting a higher power in. And Mapacho is that doorway, if you will, to the higher power that is always present within us. Okay, I just needed to make that.
And there's some light beings that connected to the lineage of Mapacho through maybe the energies of Gaia. These are avatars, and the plants are too. and what they represent and how they actually show up as a luminous form is possibly an awakened being. And Mapacho for sure, as a doctor, spirit, as a healer, as somebody that's super present, strong, sturdy, solid, holding a big space, letting us pray, actually giving us like a strength to pull back our bow and make good prayers. So there's like these luminous warriors, I would say,
And
that are holding this, and it's the lineage from where it comes from, maybe from another planet, and also the beings, the humans that have revered this plant, and the lineages of ascended masters that really carried this medicine forward to this moment here that brought us now.
Yeah, and so we're really inviting in these qualities. So for those of you that are new to plant dieta, we're inviting in, each plant has its own personality, its quality. And so I like to use the example of the pantheon of, in the Bhagavad Gita, in Hinduism, there's the different gods and goddesses. There's Lakshmi and Parvati and Ganesha. And so if we want to work with, say, abundance, energy, and the way of beauty, we're going to call in Lakshmi to come and beautify our space. And so it's like this also with the plant world. And herbalists understand this. I know there's a few herbalists in here, you understand this. So just to kind of make it in simple terms, that we are really inviting in these qualities of Mapacho, which is that steadiness, that steadfastness, that spiritual protection. And so what can happen as we invite these qualities into our being, into our bodies, into our hearts, and we're dedicated in this practice, and we're cleaning up, shop, if you will, we sometimes things might get highlighted that are out of alignment in your life. So don't panic if that happens. It's okay. And just investigate. Oh, okay, this is here. And usually when there is a trigger, there's often a jewel underneath that trigger. And so just reminding you that we are stepping in intentionally to getting worked energetically, right? And saying, yeah, I'm ready to shine my big bright light. And this is where we found that people who've done therapy, therapy is great, it's awesome, love it, but all these different modalities, plant dieta has a mystical ability to really, illuminate old root patterns and bring them up into the light. And that's what we're doing with Mapacho. We're saying, hey, I have some of these shadow things in me that I haven't even wanted to look at. And then Mapacho's coming and saying, hey, look at that thing that you've been avoiding for 20 years. Maybe it's time you look at it. Maybe it's time you clean this room. And it's like cleaning up the house. So what I found very helpful in any type of shamanic practice or any practice is to just trust that everything passes. So if you find there's an intensity to things, we had a bit of an intense morning. We were noticing like, oh wow, we're really feeling the group. So it's like, okay, and we're trusting that everything is passing and everything is moving in a good way, and we can just continue to invite in that light of consciousness to shine bright. And so I've actually found when there's a big shaking in a diet for me is often where afterwards, this is where like life changes in really big, beautiful ways. And there can be physical healing, big emotional healing, relational healing. So yeah, is that,
Yeah.
you want to add anything to that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I kind of covered it. Maybe we move to the next part.
Well, we're also dieting. The idea of dieting is like, so the things that Mapacho highlights for you is like, oh, this doesn't work. You already kind of knew it, but it's like bringing it up because your consciousness is also being seen through the eyes of Mapacho, that you're seeing your life kind of from this objective perspective. So it highlights these things, and then we can diet from thinking about the news, worrying about Israel or the kids, or a pattern of the go to like the deepest part. Oh, I'm finding security in an adversarial belief pattern where the power's out there, not in here, let's say. And so we can just go, today, I'm not going to worry. just diet from worrying, and you
And
can
it's
figure out what
can
you
be day
replace that
by
with.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we have found those to be the biggest shifts. Like if it's worrying about money or it's worrying about a particular relationship, is like, okay, I'm actually just not going to think about it that day. And that's actually part of your offering, if that makes sense. So you're just saying to yourself in the field, I'm not going to go there today. I'm actually not going to go there today because I know that I suffer when I go there. So I'm just not going to go there. And so as we're in this container for these 6 weeks, we're committing and we're saying, okay, these patterns and these habits aren't really in service to me, and I want to show up in my life in a different way. And so there's a humbleness that's required, because you're offering your ego structure up of who you used to be, and you're saying, I'm ready to be somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always changing. You don't need to change that much either. Like somebody, I guess Wes and Bronson were like, my life has changed 180. It doesn't mean your life has to change 180 in that way. Like if you're worried about that, like,
If it's
but
going
maybe
to
you
a will,
do,
yeah.
and may it be in the most beautiful, wonderful ways.
So maybe you've heard of like an elimination.
For them, it was, yeah.
For like an elimination diet, where you kind of eliminate a lot of things, and then you bring one thing in at a time. So that's like on the gross level. On the physical level, you can do that, and on an energetic level, you can also see what happens when I pull out concern or fear or any of these patterns. And then also, it's like I was just thinking, it's like when people go to like a Burning Man or something, they come in and they're like, I'm gonna have so much fun, and they become this personality type that was inside them, but it's highlighted. And so in the diet, we're actually in like getting doctor mode, we're in surrender mode, we're in ceremony, a soft ceremony for an extended period of time, so you can go into that personality trait and highlight that, where it's like, oh, I want to be more receptive, or I want to be stronger, I want to have more center, and so you can diet into that, like, I'm going to just eat that today, I'm going to be that today.
Yeah. And so just find what feels right for you. We will talk about this more on Sunday, but we just wanted to kind of touch in about where this practice comes from, why we're offering up certain food protocols,
and touch too. How about
and we didn't talk about touch, about how, if you don't feel like hugging somebody, you don't need to hug them.
Don't. If you're like, maybe, it's like, I like to say,
maybe we just talk about all of these when we're on Sunday. I just wanted to give
sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a unique situation. So there's some people that live their life kind of dehydrated, and so when they go, maybe I'm thirsty, they're probably dehydrated. So if you're this kind of person that goes out and like feels you want to make everybody comfortable, and you're like, I don't know if this is right, it's probably not. And so just tune into your personality and the things you experience in your life, and where you overextend or underextend, and that's your edge, and so you can just find new ground slowly.
Okay, great.
And also, we do like in all these plants, it's really nice because the dreams are so strong often. Nightlife isn't just turn the light off and wake up in the morning. There's a lot that's happened. So taking a shower, and we like to even say, like, don't talk to anybody until you've showered, until you've like washed yourself in that way.
And I read in the chat that people were like, oh no, 2 showers a day, I don't know if I can do it. So just relax, like, it's all good. Showering is wonderful. We invite you to shower. It's just basically what we're doing with this dieta, especially for those of you brand new to it, is we're really inviting in more ritual and presence into our choices. And so when we're forced into these protocols, we naturally invoke a deeper state of presence and enter into the now, into this moment, and things also can come up when we take away our certain comforts or ways that we've engaged with life. So wherever you're at, like, just tend to yourself, resource yourself. If you need community support, you can reach out to the group, but also maybe like we say how often the dieta will say, if say you're really isolated person, Jason kind of started to touch on this, is like if you're the type of person that goes out and tries to make people comfortable, then you're going to hug everybody. Don't hug that person then, for example. But if you say tend to more hermiting or isolation, the dieta actually might start to bring out more social qualities. And we've seen that of people who were like hermiting for years and then suddenly were like wanting to have like a party or went to the potluck for the first time, and
or
went dancing for the first time in years, and we're like, oh my god, like this is amazing. So
everybody's
we're
edge
not,
is different.
yeah, we're not. Mapacho is a more strict practice though, so I would say just tuning into the group field to just be mindful of where you put yourself energetically. Are you warm enough? Do you want to go? It just got chilly. It was hot out, and then
I'm not sure how long we're gonna go here, but just to highlight, could we just like, Athena and I, we haven't talked about this, but we're in agreement. Trust me. This practice expedites everything. Time is shifted, and a lot can happen. And so what we're asking, what we're praying for ourselves and you, what the plants, what Great Spirit, what Mapacho's praying for, is that we wake up. And so may rapid awakening happen, and may we accept it. The shamans and the Karo, they'll say, may I change so much, may I be willing to change so much that I wake up, look at myself in the mirror and don't recognize myself, but I'll brush his teeth anyways.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
to
that's
really
great.
be able to shift.
Yeah, and also
that
that it's like they say, chop wood carry, but after enlightenment, chop would carry water. Before enlightenment, chop would carry water. Maybe it came before that. But point is like we're constantly going through these waves of awakening, of waking up to who we really are, and then integrating, and yet we're still here in these bodies. So we're constantly going through these experiences of healing and realization and expansion, and then learning how to embody it in these physical forms, the form and the formless. So what I want to say with that is be tender with all parts of yourself, the awakened one that is here, that is boundless and beautiful and free and infinite, and then this tender little child often in us that needs some care, and or the human that just feels like, wow, it's a lot to be human sometimes. And I think we all can agree to that. So okay, I feel like we started this really was meant to be 5 minutes, and now it's 17 minutes. So thanks for listening.
It was so good. You loved it. Yeah, the awakened one that you've always been waiting for is right inside you, just waiting. So we're just taking the layers off. We're just shedding that skin that we don't need.
Yeah. So let's actually close this. If you made it this far in this video,
you did.
we're gonna close this with just a short practice with the Saiwa. So we're just inviting you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, we now start to open our awareness to the cosmos, to the heavens. And as we connect to the heavens, to the space beyond even our sun and all the many stars of our galaxy, we start to draw that universal light over the crown of our head, drawing that light into our eye sockets so that we can see clearly, our third eye being purified, drawing that light into our ears so we can hear clearly, drawing that light into our throat so that we can speak in good, kind, compassionate ways, drawing that light down our spine so we can feel the strength and vivaciousness, our life force moving through our physical bodies. Light pouring down our shoulders, cascading, purifying anything in our field that we can't see, anybody else's projections or stories or ideas. Light pouring into our hands, into our legs, into our feet, light pouring into our organs, purifying and blessing all of our body. And now beginning to draw that same energy of light from Mama Gaia, from the earth, drawing it up from the land into your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. And so if you're trying to mentally follow these words, don't mind even the physical words that I'm saying, or the words that fall short of what we're actually pointing to, which is really an invitation to the purification of anything that doesn't serve you. And so just allowing yourself to receive this luminous light from the cosmos. And you can start to just activate your Sama, your Dieta, as we welcome Grandfather Mapacho, this protective grandfather, and welcoming him to grow strong and straight in you in a good way, in a way that is life supportive, in a way that is healing, in a way that is loving, in a way that is easeful and joyful. And may our healing be joyful and easeful as much as possible. We invite this in. So we say thank you to all our ancestors and all those that came before us. We say thank you to all our relations, all our guardians and helpers, and to the great source of all life, to the great force of love. Asking for blessings upon our beloveds here as they are now entering in their first few days of their Mapacho Dieta. Great Spirit, we just ask that you give every single being here strength, give them the courage to meet what is arising, guide them, protect them, show them the way, teach them in ways that are in service to their highest timeline, the highest expressions of who they have been called to be. Welcoming in unity into this group field, that space of heart and mind coherence, and coherent energy between all of us here in this beautiful growing community as we grow together and pray together and practice together. And so we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bless you. And this Saiwa practice is really just coming into coherence with something that is always happening. So we recognize that we are pillars of light on this earth. And we bless you.